Better look during the Davis Ford pregame show at our starters. Starting at the point guard spot for Coahoma will be Caven Page, the point guard, a 5'10" freshman out of West Memphis, Arkansas, West Memphis High School. The shooting guard will be Kendall Richardson, a 6'2" sophomore out of Indianola. He played at Greenville High School. The three-man will be Cornelius Holly, a 6'3" sophomore out of Friars Point, Coahoma Early College High School. The four will be Jordan O'Neal, a freshman out of Mobile, Alabama at 6'6", and also rounding out the starting lineup will be Cortez McCarty, a 6'5" freshman out of Loosedale. ICC will go with Trevante Doolittle at the 1, Brandon Brown the 2, Antoine Porter the 3, Madarius Hobson the 4, and Tyler Smith the 5. This opening tip presented to you by First American National Bank. Remember to follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo to find the nearest First American National Bank location near you, celebrating 55 years of being a customer drive and community-focused bank. Well, an early forced turnover by ICC is going to get the basketball in the possession of the homestanding Indians as Brandon Brown in control of it up at the top of the key. He'll send Doolittle off to the left side. Now Doolittle, to the right side. Tyler Smith to the left. Ball goes inside to Madarius Hobson, whose first shot of the night's off the back iron and no good. And here comes Coahoma in a hurry. They'll be controlled at the point by Caven Page. Page goes down low, trying to get the basketball to Jordan O'Neal, and it's going to roll around and go out of bounds off of ICC. So Richardson, O'Neal, Holly, Page, and McCarty for Coahoma. Doolittle, Smith, Porter, Brown, and Hobson for the homestanding Indians. Inbound pass goes deep for Coahoma. That is where Page will take over. Dribble drive off left side. Now kicks to Cornelius Holly, who puts up from 8 feet, no good. Rebound by Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown, top of the key, looks how to attack the 2-3 zone, goes inside to Madarius Hobson, he plays that center part when he sees that 2-3 zone. He maintains the elbows and the free throw line, which is typically that soft spot in the zone. They'll go down low to Hobson. He'll go to work off right side. A little baby hook around the outstretched arms of Jordan O'Neal, and Madarius Hobson goes into the scoring column. That's Hobson, the sophomore out of Holka. 2-0, ICC on top, 18:45 to go in the first half. Man-to-man defense for the Indians. Jordan Holly goes off left side, kicks into the corner for 3 from Cornelius Holly. It's no good, and ICC again maintains the rebound. So Brandon Brown, he'll run the show. He kicks right side to Trevante Doolittle, who surveys this 2-3 look from Coahoma. Back to Brandon Brown, who goes for 3, and he buries it from way downtown. He hit that one from all the way out there at the river, I believe, Jim.
Nice looking shot by Brandon Brown. I believe he was player of the week last week for the conference.
That's exactly right. Big week for Brandon Brown last week, as well as Madarius Hobson, as they've been the leaders, especially offensively, for this ICC ball club. As Page goes to work off the left side, he goes up for a layup, and a foul is called from behind, and that's a call that comes all the way across the court. They're going to get 10, Antoine Porter, but he didn't look like he was very close to the man to me. Nonetheless, he'll get called for the personal first team foul for the Indians. As Caven Page goes to the free throw line. First one is up, and it is good. As we welcome you here in to the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. For more information on how you can help contribute to ICC and Itawamba Community College, visit us here at iccms.edu/foundation. As Jim Ingram serving as our color analyst on the broadcast tonight. Jim, nice to have you down here courtside.
Jordan, glad to be here tonight. You're carrying me as usual, and I appreciate it.
I don't think anybody out there in TV land believes that one, but nonetheless, glad to have you with us. As Brandon Brown takes it top of the key, goes left side, now comes back right off the glass, and it is good. The bank is open. That bank shot brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Find them at renaissancebank.com. Brandon Brown, 5 quick points here tonight.
7-2. Indians here early first half. 17:30 left in the first half, 7-2 Indians.
Coahoma operates with those maroon jerseys, some gray numerals, ICC in the homestanding white, as Caven Page drives off the near side, pulls up at the charity stripe, and rattles home a 2-point field goal.
Page has got all 4 points for the Tigers tonight, 7-4 Indians.
Nice pass by Madarius Hobson off to the right side to Trevante Doolittle. Now ball swings all the way back around to Tyler Smith. Back into the hands of Brandon Brown. Now no look pass Trevante Doolittle, who starts right, comes back left. No look pass under the goal to Madarius Hobson, who with one hand gets it up and over. Jordan O'Neal finishes well with that one.
Such a smart player. Hobson, only 6'3", 6'4", got it over the taller guy, quick shot, Very, very smart basketball player.
Hobson is fun to watch because he's typically going to line up on the power forward from the opponent. Hobson only at 6'3", about 180 pounds, but he doesn't give up anything down there in the post. It's good defense by ICC. They take possession of the basketball, leading 9-4. Here comes Brandon Brown. Brown near side to Trevante Doolittle. Now back to Brown. Brown looks to go inside with it. Chooses to give back to Doolittle instead. Now there they find Madarius Hobson at the elbow. Back to Doolittle, now to Brown. Brown with 13 on the shot clock has to make something of it. Gives to Doolittle, who goes to work. Dribble drive, big jump step inside. Puts up off the glass, no good. Rebound fought for. Tyler Smith fights for it. Gets it. Now rebound as the shot is no good as that was Brandon Brown went up for it. And they're going to say as he was going up for it and trying to finish, he got pushed in the back. So a nice break for ICC as they're going to get Cortez McCarty with his first personal foul. And that's going to send Brandon Brown to the charity stripe.
Said he was shooting.
They'll say sure. he was going for the rebound, was trying to put it back. They get him for a shooting foul. It's Brown's first free throw off the back iron. It's no good. ICC comes into the night at 5-8 on the year, 1-2 in division play. Coahoma 6-8 on the year, 1-3 in division play. That one victory for Coahoma comes over Northwest back on the 9th of January. They knocked off Northwest 69-67. ICC got their first division win last week at Delta, as the second free throw is good as well. And ICC expands their lead to 10-4 with 16 minutes to go in the first half. Half-court man-to-man defense for the Indians. As Page guarded by Brandon Brown. He's going to slip down, and that's a walk as Page wanted to say he got tripped up, but he just lost control of the basketball and slipped down. Ball goes out of bounds, and ICC gets it right back.
Good start for the Indians, 10-4. As Jordan mentioned, 15:50 left in the first half. The Indians up by 6.
Let's reset that lineup for ICC. Brandon Brown controls the point. He's got Trevante Doolittle and Madarius Hobson with him out to the right and the left. Tyler Smith's about to set that screen right in front of Brandon Brown, and rounding out the lineup is Antoine Porter. 2-3 zone has been the look all night so far for Coahoma as Brandon Brown from the near side off the wing rattles home his second three-point tray of the night. Brandon Brown says 1 week as the player of the week's not going to be enough. He's going to petition to make that a 2-week stay atop the conference.
9 points in the opening 4 minutes of the ball game.
See Brown right there on defense as Coahoma goes in low. They get the basketball in underneath to Jordan O'Neal. He misses the layup, and Brandon Brown with the rebound. So here comes Brown down the floor. Kicks to his left side to Doolittle. Looks inside now to Tyler Smith. Smith, 2 dribbles off the right side, goes to work and lays it in on the right hand. Nice job there by Tyler Smith. And Coahoma's going to have to call an early timeout. Coach Michael Stringer says that is enough. Let's stop the bleeding and talk about it. 15-4, ICC on top. 14:54 remaining in the first half. This is ICC.
Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Jim, the Indians have come out hot tonight here in the Davis Event Center. They lead at 15-4 with 14:54 remaining in the first half. That timeout brought to you by the ICC Indian delegation, reminding you it's time to schedule a tour of ICC by visiting iccms.edu. As we mentioned, 15-4, 14:45 remaining here in the first half as Coahoma has the basketball coming out of the half. A wide open three from the near side is knocked down by Kendall Richardson. His first shot attempt of the night finds the bottom of the net.
Trying to stop the bleeding. Indians still up by 8, 15-7, 14.5 minutes left in the first half.
So Brandon Brown being defended now by Richardson. Keeps it right here on the far side as you watch from the screen, on your screen there on Let's Go ICC TV. Glad to have you join us here tonight. Jim Ingram alongside Jordan Smith from the Davis Event Center. The women won the game early on, and now the men trying to do the same as a nice pass by Madarius Hobson crossing the lane to Brandon Brown, and Brown with 2 more points. Add 2 more to that total, Jim.
He's got 11 points. Great pass by Hobson. Extends the lead to 10, 14 minutes left in the first half. 17-7 Indians.
Got a whistle away from the ball. We're going to have an offensive foul against Coahoma. They're going to say Jordan O'Neal with a shove in the back. It'll be his first personal, the team's third, and the Indians will get the basketball back. So it's been the same 5 on the floor so far tonight for ICC. That's Brandon Brown, Madarius Hobson, Trevante Doolittle, Antoine Porter, and Tyler Smith. As Brown breaks the press all by himself, dribbles up to the right side of the lane, and gets fouled as he go up for the layup. That'll get Cortez McCarty on the foul. His second personal, team's third. And with 13:47 remaining in the first half, I would imagine we're going to see Cortez McCarty had to spend a little time on the bench. Brandon Brown to the free throw line, the freshman out of Memphis. Played his high school ball at White Station High School, misses the front end. As indeed Cortez McCarty subs off the floor. We'll see Troy Johnson. Johnson, a center out of Clarksdale, 6'7" sophomore, checks onto the floor, and he's listed at 6'7". He doesn't look quite 6'7" on the floor to me. They may have added a couple of inches to the old measuring stick whenever they went through their measurements for the roster. As he's the same size as Tyler Smith, and we got Smith listed at 6'5", so nonetheless, he gets the basketball fresh in off the bench and goes to work in underneath the goal, lays it up off the right hand, going up and under. That is Troy Johnson in the scoring column for Coahoma. 18-9, 13:20 remaining in the first half. ICC leads this one as they look for division win number 2 on the campaign. Hobson gets open on the logo, now fades away as he comes back away from the basketball, and it rolls away, gets a little help from the glass, and goes in for Madarius Hobson.
Such a solid player and got 6 early points. Indians up 20-9, 13 minutes left in the first half.
Hobson's a matchup issue because he does face that 4-man like we talked about, but he's able to really get away and get some open looks due to his athleticism. As speaking of athleticism, ball flying all over the place for Coahoma. As they're going to say, it goes out of bounds, last touch by Coahoma, and ICC retains the possession. But back to Madarius Hobson. Hobson, a 6'3", 180 sophomore out of Holka, has led this team throughout the year. He leads them right now with 15.7 points per game, but he's been kind of the guy that's just really steered the ship for ICC offensively.
No doubt about it, and he's a good athlete, but he's an extremely smart basketball player also.
See, he sets that screen off right side. Brandon Brown elects to go to his left. Gives to Tyler Smith as Coahoma was all 2-3 zone early on. They've gone away from that to the man-to-man defense as Smith penetrates and goes towards the rim and is fouled on his way. They'll get Jordan O'Neal with the foul. That's his second personal. 4th team foul against Coahoma, but of those 4, 2 starters in foul trouble. Jordan O'Neal and Cortez McCarty. First free throw from Smith is up and good. That expands the lead to 21-9 for ICC. The free throw stripe somewhere where ICC's men and women would like to see some improvement. The men shooting it at 68.2% as Smith misses the second. Not a terrible clip, but you'd like to get that thing up a little closer to 75% if you could. As Jordan O'Neal, excuse me, that's not O'Neal. Jamal Moore has checked into the game. Jamal Moore, a guard out of Oklahoma, checked in. He launched that three-pointer from the far side wing wide open, and it didn't touch anything.
No, trying to get the nerves out of him, I guess.
21-9 ICC on top of 12-minute mark as Brandon Brown, he's taken over in the course of the last week as the point guard on the offensive side of the ball. He brings the ball up the floor. He gives off top of the key to Madarius Hobson, who starts right, comes back left, finds an open Tyler Smith, who hits one off the back iron, no good, and rebound by Jamal Moore. Moore brings the ball up the floor, starts off the right side, being defended by Rance Champ. Gives off the left side. Now pass goes in underneath. Now another extra pass. A skip pass underneath to Cornelius Holly. He gives it back to Caven Page, and Page is able to clean it up and finish it. But nice, unselfish ball movement by Coahoma.
Beautiful movement by Coahoma Tigers. Cut it to 10, 21-11. Indians up, 11.5 minutes left in the first half.
So man-to-man look on the defensive set. As ICC has Brandon Brown, Tyler Smith, Madarius Hobson, Antoine Porter, and Rance Champ has checked onto the game. First man off the bench tonight for ICC is Rance Champ. He's into the contest. It's a beautiful entry pass from Madarius Hobson, getting the basketball down to Brandon Brown. As Brown goes up for a shot off the left side, he's fouled by Troy Johnson. So we mentioned Johnson, the center out of Clarksdale earlier. He gets whistled for his first foul, 5th team foul, and that'll send Brandon Brown back to the free throw line. Brown is the best free throw shooter on the team at over 80%, shooting it at 81% on the year. As he'll dribble it, take a look at the rim, puts one up. First one, nothing but net, good. Expands the Indian lead back out to 11 points, 11-14 remaining in the first half of action.
Good start for Brown. Jordan, he's got 13 points here in the first 8 minutes of the ball game.
You know, ICC has needed a complement to Madarius Hobson on the offensive end, and over the course of the last 2 weeks, really feels like Brandon Brown, the freshman out of Memphis, has really accepted that role and come into his own, and really doesn't look like the same ball player now that he was a month ago.
No doubt about it.
23-11, ICC on top as Coahoma goes back to work on the offensive end of the floor. Pass goes off in the corner to Cornelius Holly. Now Holly back top of the key to Caven Page. Page, an athletic guy, starts right, comes back left. Now loses the ball. Ball gets kicked out in front. A hustle for it. 3 guys in red shirts, 1 guy in a white shirt. They're going to say it was touched by Antoine Porter as he came sliding in there. It'll be Coahoma basketball. But you got to like that hustle you see there from Porter.
Did shot clock change?
The shot clock did reset. It should not have, though. They're going to change it and put
change
back 5
That's
seconds.
what I was thinking.
So they're going to inbound the basketball underneath their own defensive goal. They're going to have to push it down the floor 2 seconds. Now 1 second. They're going to fire one up. It did hit the rim. But they're going to call a shot clock violation anyway, as Cornelius Holly got up a 3-point shot from about 35 feet out. They're going to say did not touch, a shot clock violation, and ICC forced a turnover.
Good job defensively by the Indians.
23-11 as we approach the 10-minute mark remaining in the first half. As Brandon Brown holds the basketball, starts right, now gives off the left side to Tyler Smith. As movement under the goal as Madarius Hobson sets a screen as Rance Champ tries to get open. Now Hobson takes the ball, gives back to Tyler Smith. Smith drives the lane, puts one up off the right side, fights through some contact, and is able to finish with some authority as Tyler Smith, the freshman out of Atlanta, has some points in the middle of the lane. Caven Page, the young point guard from Coahoma. Page, a freshman out of West Memphis, Arkansas, very much in control of this offense, like what we see out of the young man at point guard. Little stutter step off the left side. He starts to think about putting up left-handed, comes back under with the right hand, and finger rolls one and makes it go home to get the Tigers back within 12. 25-13, under 10 minutes to go in the first half. ICC's never trailed through the first half of this contest tonight. Hobson trying to get in position down in the post as the basketball goes to the corner to Tyler Smith. Now, give goes to Hobson. He's going to dribble off right side. He's going to pass into the far side corner to Antoine Porter, and it was not a great pass. Porter dribbles out of bounds as he's trying to get a handle of it, and the Indians turn it over. And now we'll see a substitution as Porter will come off the floor for the first time. Kendrickus Carlton will come on. Now Trevante Doolittle comes onto the floor as well for the Indians to sub off Brandon Brown. So Brown and Porter will get their first breathers of the night. Those substitutions brought to you by the First American National Bank. Tommy Chamberlain Company, proud sponsors of ICC basketball. They sponsored that substitution there. 25-13, ICC on top. 9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Cornelius Holly comes off a screen, takes the basketball, drives it off the right side of the lane, is able to put one up from 10 feet and cut it back to a 10-point lead, Jim.
25-15, Indians up by 10. 9 minutes left in the first half.
So now with Brandon Brown subbing off, getting a breather, Trevante Doolittle will be in control of the offense as the point guard. Kendrickus Carlton gives off the wing to Madarius Hobson. Hobson thinks about flashing it down the post to Doolittle. Now he's going to pull up from 3. It rattles around no good, and rebound goes to Coahoma. Caven Page thinks about going in transition, now pulls it out, allows that offense to reset as Jalen Washington starts right, comes back left, and he throws one 3 rows deep. I'm going to say as he went to pass it, he had a man in the corner that was that was Jamal Moore in the corner, and I don't know, he just launched one towards the lady with the camera about 3 rows deep.
LeBron James didn't have a chance for that one.
Didn't have a chance. Yeah, he would have needed about a 10-foot step ladder to go up and get it, I believe. So turnover for Coahoma. Gives ICC back the basketball as Tyler Smith, top of the key, gives off right side to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle looks for some movement. Not much movement happening from an offensive possession here, as who needs movement when Madarius Hobson wide open for 3 in the corner. He knocks one home. First 3-point basket of the night for Hobson expands that lead back out to 13. So Coahoma will look to answer here. Caven Page gives off to the left side to Cornelius Holly. Holly comes back right, now back to Page. Page walks the floor, now up to the free throw line, puts one up off the back iron, no good. Rebound kicked out wide to Trevante Doolittle. Now 1-on-1, Doolittle attacks the rim, and hits all around the rim and goes no good. Now Doolittle gets his own offensive rebound, and he doesn't miss that second time. He finishes it off the left side. So drove all the way down the floor, went up too hard, got the offensive rebound, was able to put it back and get the 2 points. Good job staying with it there by Trevante Doolittle. Page looking for somewhere to go with the basketball. There's not much movement happening on the offensive end from Coahoma. He'll kick off in the corner. A rough-looking three-point shot bangs off the glass. As leads to a 3-on-1 transition opportunity for ICC. That'll be finished by Kendricus Carlton, who drives it all the way down the lane, thinks about going right, keeps it himself, and lays it in with that right hand off the glass. Now ICC on a big run has expanded the lead all the way out to 32-15. A 17-point lead for the Indians with 7:06 remaining in the first half. We'll take a break and be back after this message. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
(32-15) ICC on top. 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining here in the first half as the Indians really going on a run here, Jim, in the last couple of minutes.
Looking very good. A lot of energy. I like the pace. We got a 17-point lead. Keep it going. 7 minutes left to halftime.
You know, it's probably the most calm and effective offensively I've seen ICC look all year long. As in the half court, they have really ran those sets to perfection and have had some really good looks at the rim. There's a foul call there on the dribble drive, as it was Nakiah Daniel drove the lane. He was fouled by Jeremy Miller. Excuse me, not Jeremy Miller. I had the wrong number. Trevante Doolittle. They had 20 flashed on the board, and I looked down and saw Miller, but it was Trevante Doolittle whistled for the foul. First foul on Doolittle, second foul on the Indians. So 2 fouls for ICC, 5 fouls for Coahoma at the 6:46 mark. And, you know, it's a tale of two games. The women's game earlier had 16 fouls in the first quarter alone.
That's right.
We've played almost 14 minutes in the first half of this one. There's been a total of 7 fouls called. As a 3-point bucket for Cortez McCarty out of the near side corner. He rattles that one home for 3. And pulls the lead within 32-18. ICC on top. Shamontis Mitchell into the contest for the Indians. He's with the basketball. Gives off right side to Madarius Hobson, who a beautiful pass in under low. He's looking for that assist to Kendricus Carlton. Carlton can't make it go, but he fights for his own rebound. Goes up with the putback, and he gets fouled. They'll say Jordan O'Neal on the foul. Got him as he went up. That's the 3rd foul on O'Neal. So O'Neal was one of their starters, and he's in big-time foul trouble here with 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
32-18. Indians up by 14. 6:12 left in the first half. Trying to extend this lead up to 16.
Kendricus Carlton, 64.3% foul shooter, misses the front end. As we'll see, substitution for Coahoma. They'll bring on Tyler Berryhill, and Jordan O'Neal, the man with 3 fouls, will go to the bench, and I would expect that is where he probably remains for the remainder of the first half here. 6:12 remaining in the first half as Carlton's second free throw is no good as well, so an 0 for chance off the charity stripe for Carlton. Gives the ball back to Coahoma, and straight off the bench comes Berryhill. He throws one up that hits nothing but the back glass. Easy rebound for Madarius Hobson. And again, Trevante Doolittle and ICC just very patient, in control on the offensive end, not pressing, not being too aggressive, just allowing things to happen in front of them, taking what they get. A good approach for the Indians on offense. Ranch Champ likes it from deep, and he pulls up from way downtown and rattles that one home. Ranch Champ leads the team with a 47% clip from three-point range, and that one hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Beautiful shot, way out there. Extends the lead to 17 points. 5.5 minutes left in the first half.
Good defense there by Shamontis Mitchell as he fronts the post, makes it difficult to get the basketball in there to Cameron Bell. Ball sails over his head out of bounds. A good defensive possession, and the Indians get it right back. This is about as crisp as I can remember seeing ICC play, the men that is, so far throughout the season.
A lot of confidence, playing very well. I mean, look, 17-point lead, 5 minutes, 15 seconds left first half. Keep it up.
Good movement on the offensive end as Ranch Champ kicks off to the right side now to Brandon Brown. Brown starts right, now comes back left to Madarius Hobson. Hobson thinks about it. Now he's going to head towards the rim. They're going to say he scooted those feet, took one too many steps, travel, before he made that move.
He knew it. He didn't even look back at the official. He knew he traveled.
He just handed him the basketball.
Yeah,
he knew he'd get called for it. 35-18, ICC on top. 5 minutes remaining in the first half as Coahoma on the offensive end trying to get the ball in the post. Cameron Bell. Bell with a baby hook shot. Puts it up and over, but no good. And ICC rebounds it with Brandon Brown. Here, Coach Grant Pate right here in front of us calling out the play call as Madarius Hobson sets the screen at the top of the key. Brandon Brown comes off of it. Now goes left side to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle's going to give back to Hobson. Hobson thinks about going right, steps back and fires one off the front iron. No good. So quick rebound by Nakiah Daniel. Quickly down the floor for Coahoma. He's going to drive up the right side, kicks it out, nearly threw it away. Nice save up top by Cortez McCarty, who gives it back to Daniel, and Daniel resets the offense. Now Daniel off left side is going to give off to the right to Kendall Richardson, who banks one in for three. Well, that's what they call the Renaissance bank shot, because that one absolutely banked in from deep, and that makes Richardson 2 for 2 from three-point range. 35-21, ICC leads it by 14, 3:50 remaining in the first half. Not much movement this possession on the offensive end for ICC as Hobson sets that screen. Brown rolls off of it, now loses handle, and Nakiah Daniel takes over for Coahoma. 2-on-1 out in transition. They give all the way back up top to Cortez McCarty, who goes up for the layup. It's good, and he's fouled in the process.
Good ball movement. Give Coahoma credit. Spread the ball, got the layup chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Foul goes against Rance Champ. That's the third team foul for ICC. So we'll see Antoine Porter come onto the floor. He'll check in for Madarius Hobson. Substitution brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. You can find them at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. That is the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Free throw is good by Cortez McCarty, so the three-point play for McCarty gets Coahoma back within 3 with 3:30 remaining. So Brandon Brown, Shamontis Mitchell, Antoine Porter, Rance Champ, and Trevante Doolittle are the 5 on the floor for ICC, is looking for some movement on the offensive end. Mitchell, top of the key, 4-3, off the bank, no good, as he tried to bank one in himself, and an easy rebound for Coahoma. Now here they come. Alfonso Green with the basketball, way out of control as he comes all the way down the floor with it, dribbles it off his knee, and out of bounds. And after that, that was enough for Coach Stringer, and he's going to say, we're not doing that again. He pulls Green off the floor, and Tyler Berryhill comes in. As Coach Grant Pates is going to call for a timeout. 3:04 remaining in the first half. ICC leads this one 35-24. Been a good performance so far tonight from ICC on the offensive end. We'll take this break, and we'll come back after this message. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Back here inside the Davis Event Center where ICC leads 35-24 with 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the first half as the Indians have it on their offensive possession as Michael Crump's checked into the game for the first time tonight. Rance Champ, 7 seconds on the shot clock, step back 3, in and out, not there. Rebound goes to Coahoma, and they're out and running in a hurry. Cameron Bell with the basketball. He's going to kick off to Nakiah. Nakiah Daniel gives it over to Tyler Berryhill. Berryhill back to Daniel. Now Daniel off the right side. Quick skip pass in underneath the rim on down low to Cameron Bell. And Bell finishes. That was a beautiful pass
Beautiful
that time
play
by Daniel.
They've cut it to 9. We had a 17-point lead just a few minutes ago. They've cut it to 9 here.
Quick touch foul there on Kendall Richardson as Trevante Doolittle tries to come back to his right, gets bodied up, and they will get him for the foul. It's first foul on Richardson. 7th foul for Coahoma, so that will send ICC to the stripe for a 1-and-1. As we'll see Brandon Brown and Tyler Smith come into the game. They'll sub off Rance Champ, Shamontis Mitchell, and Michael Crump. So who else came into the game there? It was Antoine Porter was the third one that came onto the floor. Those substitutions brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank understanding you. Visit them at renaissancebank.com. As Doolittle, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Doolittle shoots the free throw ball pretty well. 75% free throw shooter. The sophomore, Trevante Doolittle, from Hughes, Arkansas, early high school, 6'4", 165 sophomore.
Good looking shot.
Second shot is good, so 2 for 2 on the 1-and-1 by Trevante Doolittle. Gets the Indians back the 11-point lead. A big last 2 minutes here of the half. ICC would like to take that double-digit lead into the break if they could. As the entry pass goes down low to Cameron Bell. Now Bell tries to get it back to Cortez McCarty, but the pass is picked off by Madarius Hobson. Hobson brings it up the floor. Again, not too aggressive, not pushing anything. Gives it back to Brandon Brown and allows offense to run a set. They go in deep to Tyler Smith. Smith's going to lower that shoulder, though, and that's an easy charge call.
No doubt about it.
He lowered the shoulder, ran him over. And when you've got a big guy that's 6'5" like Tyler Smith and then a smaller guy like Nakia Daniel, only 5'10", that makes that charge call even easier. 37-26, ICC on top as the clock runs at 1:50 remaining in the first half. Hope you'll stick with us for the halftime report brought to you by Little Caesars. We'll have all the stats, highlights, recap, spotlight from the first half, as a lot of highlights for ICC so far through the first half, but the biggest highlight would be taking that double-digit lead into the halftime break as Cameron Bell goes to work off the right side. He's fouled as he goes up to that hook shot. They're going to get Antoine Porter with his second personal, team's fifth, but nonetheless Bell will go to the charity stripe for 2 as Bell likes to get on that far side block over there and come back with that little baby hook shot. 2 dribbles, rotates the basketball, puts the free throw up. It is good.
How tall is he, Jordan?
Bell is listed at 6'7".
I believe him.
Freshman out of Starkville, Mississippi, played his high school ball at Heritage Academy. He'll go for the second free throw shot here. It is good as well. Nice looking stroke for the big guy off the free throw line. Cuts it back to a 9-point lead, so into the single digits again. 37-28, ICC leads, 1:30 remaining in the first half. Brandon Brown controls the show on the offensive end as the point guard. He'll have Tyler Smith, Badarius Hobson, Kendricus Carlton, and Trevante Doolittle on the floor. So 4 guards and 1 forward for ICC. Brown to the near side as you look at your camera. Gives off top of the key to Madarius Hobson. Hobson to Kendricus Carlton. Now Carlton back over to the right side to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle puts up the tray, no good. Quick rebound out to Coahoma. They'll 3-on-2 in transition. They will pull up for 3 off the far side wing. Cortez McCarty buries it home.
Good looking shot. He got early foul trouble, kind of disappeared. Now he's erupted and got 10 points.
Coahoma likes to take that rebound and push it down the floor in a hurry. That's what they did there. They like to shoot the 3 ball when they do it as well, and they've really burned ICC from deep at times so far here in the first half. They've cut the lead to 6 as Brandon Brown off the right side buries one home from about 15 feet out. Brown untouched, really almost unguarded. An easy look there with 30 seconds remaining. Gets the Indians back an 8-point lead. 2 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock as Coahoma has the basketball. Tyler Berryhill comes back left side to Cameron Bell. Bell goes off into the corner to Kendall Richardson, and Richardson for the 3rd time tonight buries home a 3. So 5-point lead ICC, 10 seconds remain on the clock as Brandon Brown breaks the press as Coahoma really extended that full court defense, and Brown shot it with about 4 seconds remaining on the clock. He really had a chance to get that ball a lot deeper into the defense, but he pulled up from about 35 feet out, launched one that hit the back of the rim, or hit the glass, I guess you could say, then rolled around the rim, no good. And ICC led it by as much as 17, but they're only going to take a 5-point lead into the break, Jim.
Give Coahoma credit. Came back, kept playing hard, hit some key threes down the stretch there. You know, Brandon Brown had 14 early points. They controlled him the last 10 minutes of the half. They've cut it to 5 points.
39-34, ICC leads it after the first half of action. We'll take this break. We'll come back with more recap from the first half and the Little Caesars halftime report. We'll be back right after this. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time.
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey,
Stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
39-34, ICC leads at the halftime break. Little Caesars halftime report is here. Jim Ingram alongside Jordan Smith. This is the first half recap brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. From strains and sprains to tears and breaks, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi has got you covered. Give them a call at 662-377-BONE or stop by at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. As you sit there at home watching the game on Let's Go ICC TV, enjoy these highlights as we get Mr. Jim Ingram ready to give us the stats over here. The first half highlights brought to you by Little Caesars. The Little Caesars app combined with the new pizza portal has made the fastest pizza in Itawamba County even faster. Located at 1405 South Adams Street, call ahead at 862-2250. Is Jim, you know, a piece of pizza from Little Caesars sitting at home watching the game on Let's Go ICC TV? That's not a bad way to spend a cold Tuesday night.
Sounds very, very good. No doubt about it, Jordan.
As Jim Ingram has our stats ready for us over there, brought to you by Sonic of Fulton with 1.3 million drink combos and mouth-watering burgers. Why would you go anywhere else? Visit the Sonic in Fulton for exclusive offers and happy hour specials. Jim, let's take a look at those stats.
ICC scored, and Brandon Brown came out hot. Conference Player of the Week, had 16 points first half. Medeiros Hobson has 9, Rance Kemp has 3, Tyler Smith has 5, Doolittle has 4, and Carlton has a bucket. Kendall Richardson hit 3 threes, has 9
large,
points.
extra most bestest
Cornelius
stuffed
Holly
crust
has
pizza,
2,
topped with
Calvin
pepper.
Page has 8, Cortez McCarty had those 2 early fouls. Then he scored 10 points in the last 10 minutes of the half. Troy Johnson 2, and Cameron Bell had 3.
So let's kind of talk about the first half as a whole and what we saw out there, what we expect to see more of here in the second half. You know, one thing that I noticed from ICC that I've not seen so much throughout the year, but it looks like on the offensive end it really benefited, was Brandon Brown running the show as the point guard. He had 16 quick points, it felt like, and really the offense really just ran through him.
No doubt about it, Jordan. He's 6'5", powerful, well-built, shoot the ball outside, can drive and go inside. You've got to really get a hand in his face because he can shoot over you, and he's got a good outside shot. He's been the key so far tonight. Brandon Brown with 16 points in the first half.
ICC led it by 17 at one point. The halftime lead is only 5. What went wrong and really cut into that lead, you think?
You know, I saw some confidence finally. Coahoma finally hit a couple threes. We had a couple turnovers that hurt us. You know, but Coahoma hitting those outside threes kind of closed it. Cut it to 5 points. We got to get back to what we're doing early. Get the ball to Brandon Brown. Points have got to go through Brandon Brown.
So keys to the second half would be get the basketball to Brandon Brown and run the offense through him.
No doubt. Get him at the top of the key. Medeiros Hobson had 9 early points. He kind of didn't get a lot. Shot a couple threes from outside. That's not his game. We need to get the ball inside the hops and let him deal inside.
So that is the halftime spotlight. Spotlight on Brandon Brown, presented by Renaissance Bank. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more about the Renaissance Rewards extra checking account. Things like roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, over 400,000 discounts. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. 39-34, ICC leads at the halftime break. We'll take this break and we'll be back with more second half action after this. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
Now talking with Michael Upton about a big event coming up at ICC on February the 3rd. And Michael, let you tell everybody about it.
Thank you, Adam. On February 3rd, at the night of the basketball games against the Northeast Tigers, we're having an Alumni Association and Indian Club Member Appreciation Night at the game.
All right, so that's everybody that's a member of the Alumni Association, obviously, Indian Club as well. So they get in free, have access to hospitality rooms, especially for them, and get to mix and mingle with some of the coaches. So why is an event like this important for you guys?
Well, it's a way for us to say thank you for the people who support the college by being Alumni Association members and support our student athletes through the Indian Club. We just want to say thank you and get a chance to visit with you. We want you to come out, support our teams that night, and get a chance to meet some of the coaches that you support as well.
All right, so it starts at 5 and goes till 8, so pretty much get the full length of the game. We're playing Northeast, so you want to come out and cheer the good guys and the girls to victory there on that as well. So just talk about real quick, let's break it down one by one. We'll start with the Alumni Association. A lot of unique perks and benefits for joining the Alumni Association.
Yes, we are actually in the process right now of expanding some of those perks. You know, you get publications each year that let you know and the updates of things that are going on with the Alumni Association, discount programs, different places, free admission to all ICC athletic events. And as I said, we are currently in the process of working on a few that we're negotiating to provide some added benefits to those who support it. And of course, the funds that are raised from those Alumni Association dues are used by our alumni board to benefit our students here at the college as well.
Absolutely. That's what it all goes back to, is benefiting those students and also student athletes as well. And that's where the Indian Club comes in play, is a great way to give back if you're a former student athlete to the programs that you came through.
Exactly. Or even if you weren't a former student athlete and you just want to support a particular program that you have great interest in, by giving to the Indian Club, you can give generally and help all the athletic department, or you can give to specific sports. It allows those coaches and those programs to have additional resources to make the program better for those student athletes, whether it's to provide them for necessary equipment or help with travel costs, or maybe even to make sure we have the best we can to help them with their academic studies. It's all about supporting the students.
Absolutely. Now, we talked with you earlier in the year along with Mr. Jim, and you guys have been doing a great job. What is the biggest takeaway you've had so far in your new role here at the college?
Well, I would say it is wonderfully welcoming to know how many people are involved. I came in not knowing, how many people were involved as Alumni Association members, Indian Club members, donors, and to see how many of our alums and even non-alums who support our programs as well has been very surprising and welcoming. And the growth, we've had a lot of new scholarships have been established this past semester, and we're working on several more. So the momentum that we've got going is really nice.
All right, so say there's somebody out there right now that would be interested in maybe establishing a scholarship in memory of someone or donating to a current scholarship as well. How can they go about getting in touch with you guys?
They can call our office here at 662-862-8039, or they can email me, maupton@iccms.edu, and we'd be glad to talk with you and share with you information how scholarships can be started, the different types of scholarships we have, also academic support funds, other ways of supporting programs. If a scholarship is not the thing you're most interested in, we can find ways to help you help ICC.
And then, of course, you don't work alone. You got two great individuals that work with you here in this department. So let's just talk about Tilda and Jim and all the great work they do as well.
Yes, they do wonderful work and have been so welcoming to me since I got here this past semester. Jim is our director of the foundation, and he spends so much time working with our scholarship donors, our scholarship recipients, making sure that things are really lined up perfectly there, and that the funds are supporting the students properly, and that we're letting our donors know who they're helping and how it's helping them, and just keeping those relationships going very strong. And Ms. Tilda.
Back here inside the Davis Events Center for second half action between ICC and Coahoma. ICC led it at 1 point by 17 in the first half, only took a 5-point lead into the locker room at the halftime break. But things get kicked off in the second quarter. They lead at 39-34. So make sure and join us this coming Thursday night, as the Indians will be on the road at East Mississippi. You can catch that right here on Let's Go ICC TV, or you can tune into Super Talk on the radio, as Brandon Brown starts out the second half doing exactly what he did in the first half. Just takes the basketball, puts the offense on his back, and picks up 2 quick points, Jim.
Good job of Brandon Brown. Might have got away with a little bit of travel, but we'll take it.
There's a whistle away from the ball. and they're going to get Tyler Smith for a hold away from the basketball. So a quick foul against Smith, his second personal. First foul called here in the second half. But as we mentioned, ICC on the road at East Mississippi on Thursday night. You can find that on Super Talk 101.9 on the radio, or you can watch right here on Let's Go ICC TV. And then next Monday night, the Indians will be back at home against Holmes. That's a mouthful. Home against Holmes.
That's right.
And that will be a internet broadcast only. So Let's Go ICC TV will be the way to watch next Monday night against Holmes when the Indians make their way back to the Davis Event Center here in Fulton. As a jump ball call as guys wrestle around for the basketball. A sub for ICC, Michael Crump, will come onto the game. The sophomore from Baldwin will check off Tyler Smith. That substitution brought to you by the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. 41-34, ICC leads it. About a minute into second half action here from Fulton. Nakaya Daniel, point guard, goes right, then left, and right, then left, and all the way back into the corner as the three-point bucket goes up. No good from Kendall Richardson. Rebound fought for, and they're going to say Trevante Doolittle comes down with it, but he walked with it. Now, my question is, how did he get all the way to the floor, Jim?
I didn't think he had possession.
I wasn't positive that Kendall Richardson got that basketball out of his hand before the shot clock went off anyway. As that was a quick breather for Tyler Smith as he comes right back onto the floor, subs off Michael Crump. About a 20-second change there as Smith back onto the floor, and immediately his man ends up with the basketball. Ball goes into the hand of Kendall Richardson. He had the hot hands with the three-pointers earlier on tonight as it comes all the way back around to Cornelius Holly, who Holly comes off the near side, drives it to the logo, and puts the floater up from 8 feet out and drains it home. Back to within a 5-point game. ICC on top 41-36. So here's Brandon Brown. We talked at the halftime break that Brandon Brown is the point guard. That's where you've seen success from ICC offensively, Jim. That's what we got right here.
No doubt.
Pass goes off into the corner to Trevante Doolittle, and a rough-looking three-point shot out of the corner. Hits the back iron barely. Rebound immediately by Coahoma, and onto the offensive front they go. Kia Daniel shifts it all the way left to Richardson. Now over to Cornelius Holly. Holly tries to go inside. Now back out to Holly. He puts up the three, no good. Rebound swatted away by ICC's Tyler Smith, and Coahoma is going to hold on to the basketball. One thing that Coahoma has done well in the offensive end, Jim, would be movement. They constantly moving around, whether it's with the ball, without the ball, setting a screen, ball side screens. They do a good job of getting guys open. Good job on the defensive possession by Tyler Smith, as well as Brandon Brown gets the basketball back for the Indians. Antoine Porter kicks over into the corner to Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown skips all the way to the far side corner, and they're going to whistle and say a walk against the Indians. So a turnover gives the ball back to Coahoma.
Still 5-point game, 41-36. Indians up, 17 and a half minutes left in the second half.
This is a Coahoma team who, kind of like their ladies we talked about earlier, they've been right in every game. They played a Northeast team that we saw a few weeks ago, Jim, that's one of the best I've seen in a while. They only lost by 7 on the road in Boonville. They came back home and won against Northwest, 69-67, and then have dropped 2 decisions since then to East Mississippi and Holmes. As they're going to wave off the basket, they're going to say that is a charge that's going to go against Coahoma. So ICC will keep the basket as ICC will get the basketball, It's slow to get up was Cameron Bell as he ran a man over from ICC. They're going to call the charge on Bell, and Bell's tender on that right ankle and kind of falls down as soon as he gets over here to the sideline. So a charge call against Bell, his first personal, first foul for Coahoma here in the second half, and ICC takes back the basketball, leading by 5, 17-10 to go in the first half. Brandon Brown being guarded by Kendall Richardson. Richardson right on top of him as Brown goes to the left side, comes back right, gets rid of it to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle looking for some movement, goes in low to Madarius Hobson. Hobson throws up a prayer. Sometimes he throws up these shots, and I don't know how he even gets it off, Jim, but he does get fouled there by Cortez McCarty, and that'll send the sophomore from Holka to the line.
McCarty's third foul.
Third foul for McCarty. So McCarty got in a good bit of foul trouble earlier in the first half, and now he's in some more foul trouble now at 17-minute mark in the second half. First free throw by Hobson rattles around and goes down. Madarius Hobson leads the team with 15.7 points per game. He and Brandon Brown, as well as Tyler Smith, are the three individuals that average in double figures for the Indians. That's the second free throw from Hobson, good as well. Brandon Brown averaging 13.9 points a game. Tyler Smith, 10.9 points per game. So that's a sophomore Hobson, a freshman Brown, and a freshman in Smith. That's your three leading scorers for the Indians so far on the season. Daniel drives the right side, tries to go up and under. He'll pass off into the corner, and a pass that looked like Cornelius Holly was not ready for it. It goes off his hand out of bounds. Turnover, and ICC gets it back up 7 with 16:40 to go. Seems like the pace of everything's just kind of slowed down here in the second half.
You're right.
Trevante Doolittle with the basketball, top of the key, kicks over to Tyler Smith. Smith not guarded closely at all, had plenty of room to pull up if he wanted to, but he's not been the three-point guy, hasn't made one of those all year long. He's going to give off to Madarius Hobson. Hobson goes to work, loses handle on the basketball, but gives off, trying to get it to Trevante Doolittle, who was coming down the lane. The pass is intercepted by Coahoma. Now it goes into the corner. Now back to Holly. Holly a step inside the three-point line, pulls up off back iron, no good. Rebound to Coahoma, though, by Daniel. Daniel looks to get it to Richardson, and he elects, nope, just kick it back out wide. I'll get a better feel for the defense as he fires it down low, trying to get it into the post, and they're going to call Madarius Hobson that time for the foul.
That's his first foul. You know, we have 43 points, and you mentioned Hobson and Brown. They got 29 of our 43 tonight.
Second team foul to go against ICC at the 16-minute mark. Coahoma will inbound it underneath their own goal. 20 seconds on the shot clock as it resets. Pass comes out to the top to Cortez McCarty. McCarty gives it back to Cornelius Holly, and Holly tries to go back in low again. The ball gets kicked. So they're trying to make an effort to get the ball down low as shot clock reset. Shouldn't have. They'll put it back on 20 as it had reset to 30. Kick ball violation. They'll put 20 seconds on the clock.
Mike, you're the help guy now, Mike. You're the help guy.
As a box set off the inbound, pass comes in to Cortez McCarty. Now pass put down low, trying to get it to Jordan O'Neal, and a quick whistle again. Well, you know, he had a body on him as he tried to back him down, but just not a ton of contact, it didn't feel like. And it's almost like they blew the whistle and wanted to call the foul and weren't sure who to call it on, as one official looked at another and asked about the number. They're eventually going to call it on Porter, and Porter is going to be called for his third foul. He's going to have to come to the bench. So he'll come off the floor. Michael Crump will come in and sub him off. That substitution brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma. Visit bankofoklahoma.com. As the clock reset to 20 again. So pretty much this could be what you call the fourth look at it for Oklahoma, and they're going to get another chance, but this time it'll be at the free throw line as Cornelius Holly took it off the right side, drove the right side of the lane, went up for the shot and got fouled, and I guess they're going to say was on the floor. Foul goes on Carlton, his first. That's the fourth foul now for ICC through 4 minutes in the second half. So fourth look at it for Coahoma this trip down as they've reset the shot clock to 20 seconds 4 different times, as the point guard that time, Caven Page, will take it all the way on the far side of the floor, bring it all the way back towards your screen up the lane and put it in with the left hand.
Good looking shot.
Back to within 5 points comes Coahoma. So it seems like the momentum has definitely swung, and it's over there on the Coahoma side now. Trevante Doolittle with the basketball, brings it up the near side, kicks over to the right side, or his left side to Michael Crump. Crump to the elbow, Tyler Smith. Smith tries to get it to the rim, throws one up. Not a very good look by Smith. Luckily, he's bailed out by the basketball hitting off Cornelius Holly's knee and going out of bounds, but not a good look at all that time by Smith. So shot clock does reset to 30 because Coahoma had possession. That was the explanation from the official. Inbound pass comes to Michael Crump, and Crump can't finish it. And Coahoma gets it back anyway. So 2 shots inside the paint for ICC will not go. And Coahoma gets the ball back. Now they get it in down low to Jordan O'Neal. Neal goes to work, and he's able to rattle it in home off the glass, count the basket. And he's going to go to the line for one more. Foul goes against Kendricus Carlton. That's his second personal, 5th for ICC. So we're only 5 minutes and 12 seconds into the second half, and the Indians have been called for 5 fouls.
That's O'Neal's first 2 points of the ball game.
they've made a concerted effort to get the basketball to O'Neal, a 6'6 freshman forward out of Mobile, Alabama, Theodore High School, as he does convert on the free throw. Three-point play is good.
He had 3 fouls early in the game, didn't get to play much first half, I don't believe.
So the men's team, a lot like their women's team earlier, a lot of youth out there. They've played a lot of young guys as Tyler Smith pulls up from about 1 step inside the three-point line. Again, not a very good look from Smith. It barely touches the rim. And Coahoma has the basketball down 2 with a chance to tie or take the lead for the first time tonight. ICC led this one by as much as 17 in the first half. But a good job by Coahoma to get all the way back into this one. They've cut it to 2. There's a foul against Michael Crump. That's the 6th foul for ICC. So one more foul, and Coahoma's going to be in the bonus at the 14-minute mark. So foul trouble not being kind to ICC. 43-41, 14-19 to go. ICC leads, but it's been all Coahoma so far here in the second half. Caven Page goes right, now takes the screen, comes back left, and an easy layup. You know, he got a screen that time from Cortez McCarty, and it wasn't a typical screen. It was one where he just kind of rolled in front of the man and opened up the lane wide open. And, Jim, we got a tie ball game. Trevante Doolittle's going to dribble it right here to Coach Pate, and Coach Pate just kind of puts his hands on his hips, and he's thinking, you know, what are we doing? How has this happened? We led by 17, and now it's all tied up at 13:59 remaining in the contest. We'll take the break. We'll be back with more after this. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
All square here inside the Davis Event Center, 43-43, 14 minutes to play as ICC has the basketball, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Michael Crump at the top of the key. In that timeout, Jim, there was 2 key things that were hit on right here we could tell by Coach Pate. One was you got to attack on the offensive end like we were early on when we had that 17-point lead. And secondly, as look at Madarius Hobson pull up from three-point range and gets one to rattle in. That's a bank shot brought to you by Renaissance Bank. That gets you back out in front 46-43, but it was you got to attack on offense, quit settling for these long shots. And secondly, on defense, you got to help. You got to get off that ball screen and have some better help side defense. That's been the biggest 2 changes so far in the game tonight, I would say. As Page drives the lane, loses the basketball, gets it back himself. Now kicks corner to Kendall Richardson. Richardson comes back right, now finds a wide open man who missed the dunk down low. Jordan O'Neal had it, missed it. Ball landed in the hands of Cortez McCarty. He missed the shot, and ICC finally gets the rebound. But that was a golden opportunity for Coahoma that they missed on. 46-43, right in under the 13-minute mark. Trevante Doolittle with the basketball. Tyler Smith all along top of the key. Kicks off right side now to Madarius Hobson. And there's a foul and a whistle away from the play, and they're going to call a push away from the basket on Michael Crump. First foul on Crump. 7th foul on the team. Since it's an offensive foul, that variety, it will not result in free throws, as we'll see Ranch Champ and Brandon Brown check into the game for the Indians. Trevante Doolittle, Michael Crump come off the floor. That substitution brought to you by the Cagle Eye Center. 862 Eyes to set up your appointment today. That is Cagle Eye Center. So 46-43, ICC leads it. They've led the whole way. Coahoma has not had a lead. They've led it as much as 17. It has been as close as tied about a minute ago. Now it's a 3-point lead with 12:25 to go. Cornelius Holly with the basketball, straight up, pulls away from 3 downtown, rattles around, no good. Rebound goes to Brandon Brown. So Brandon Brown, now he's got the basketball back on the offensive end. He's in control of the offense, and one thing we had talked about is the offense has been a lot better when he's been in control of it. Tyler Smith drove it off left side. Lots of contact as he tries to get to the rim. No call. Quick rebound to Coahoma and quickly back down on offense. Now wide open three. Again, that time it was number 10, Cortez McCarty, who rattles that one home, and he's got another three-point basket, and we're all tied again.
McCarty's hurt us. He got 3 early fouls. He's come back now in the second half. He's got 13 points.
It's been that transition three, Jim, that's really hurt ICC. So all square at 46, 11:30 to play. Kendricus Carlton works for the basketball off the far side. Starts right, now comes back left, tries to drive in, now kicks to the top to Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown for three, off the back iron, no good, and the easy rebound goes to Jordan O'Neal for Coahoma. Now Caven Page with the basketball. Coahoma with opportunity to take their first lead of the night. He backs it off. Now they call in a set play from the bench. Michael Stringer, head coach here at Coahoma in his 3rd season, coordinating the offense from the visitors' bench. Nice roll back. Now he's got Rance Champ on him. Kicks top of the key to Cortez McCarty. McCarty goes in low to McNeil. McNeil with the right side, O'Neal with that baby hook again. Rattles it home good, and a foul. Foul goes on Tyler Smith. Be the 8th team foul to go against ICC. 3rd team foul on Smith. And Smith will sub off. Trevante Doolittle comes on, but Coahoma has stormed back from trailing at 17 at one point. They now lead it by 2, and a chance to expand that lead with Jordan O'Neal at the free throw line.
The first lead of the game with 11 minutes left.
Free throw by O'Neal is up. It is good to make that a 3-point lead for Coahoma, who really have hurt ICC the majority of the time, and the way they really got back into this thing was out in transition. Finding the open guys in transition and either slicing the lane or hitting those open 3-point jumpers. They've had several of those between Kendall Richardson and Cortez McCarty. They've made the Indians pay from deep. So Richardson playing a little tight man-to-man defense on Brandon Brown. Pass comes way up top to Trevante Doolittle, and Doolittle will bring the ball up the floor. Doolittle starts up the left side. Now he comes back to the middle. There's a foul, and that's going to go against Jordan O'Neal.
That's his 4th.
So that was away from the basketball too, wasn't it? So O'Neal has 3. He's on the floor. He's playing some significant minutes, and he gets buzzed for his 4th foul. Only the 3rd team foul against Coahoma, and I can't believe it, but Coach Michael Stringer is leaving O'Neal on the floor.
I don't know if he realizes he's got 4.
Well, Jim, I'm absolutely going right at him right here, trying to get him fouled out of this game. As he plays a saggy man defense off Kendricus Carlton. Doolittle takes it off the right side wing, fights in there, spin moves, puts up a shot off back iron, no good, and again the rebound by Coahoma. ICC's expanded that half-court man-to-man defense. They played it in close to the 3-point line earlier, but they've really expanded it out to a full half-court defense now. As Nakia Daniel goes to floor off the left side. Pushes it all the way. He got an extra step there and didn't get called for a walk. I don't know how he did that. Double team on O'Neal. O'Neal gets rid of it. Somehow it ends up in Richardson's hands, and Richardson puts it off the back iron. No good. Rebound controlled by Carlton. Well, every now and then in a basketball game, it turns into a track meet, and it feels like things just kind of get out of whack, and that's kind of how it feels right now. As a whistle, a blocking foul is going to go against Coahoma, Cortez McCarty.
His 4th.
That's his 4th. So there's 2 guys that started tonight for Coahoma, Cortez McCarty and Jordan O'Neal. At the 10-minute mark, we're at straight up 10 minutes. They have 4 fouls, and Coach Stringer is leaving them in. He's going to ride with them. So we'll see what happens, but I would be surprised not to see them attack those 2 guys. And that's why you attack them right there with Madarius Hobson. As Cortez McCarty, he's the man on him, and he knows he can't foul, so he just goes straight up, doesn't really do much to get in the way of the shot. And an easy bucket there for Hobson gets ICC back within a point. 49-48, Coahoma leads it with 9:40 to play. There's a whistle and a foul. That's an easy charge call against Cornelius Holly as he got a head start, lowered his shoulder, and ran over Rance Champ at the logo. Charge. That's the 5th team foul to go against Coahoma. So now the foul's getting a little more even. ICC had 8 at one point. Coahoma only had 3. Now it's 8-5 in the foul territory.
You know, the coach is leaving both players in with 4 fouls in the game with 9.5 minutes left.
That's dangerous. In a game you're leading especially, that's dangerous. Nonetheless, O'Neal and McCarty both on the floor for Coahoma. Carlton takes it right at O'Neal. O'Neal goes up for the swat, and he's out of the game, Jim. O'Neal tried to block that shot as Kendricus Carlton came off the left side, and with 9 minutes and 14 seconds remaining, Jordan O'Neal is fouled out of the basketball game. So mark that down, the 9-minute and 14-minute mark. Jordan O'Neal, a guy who has caused some issues, especially from the rebounding side of things in underneath the goal, has fouled out of the game. And he seems frustrated by it, but there's no doubt he got some elbow as Carlton went up for the shot. So he'll come off the floor, and we'll see Troy Johnson. Johnson was the center from Clarksdale, the sophomore at 6'7", that we saw a little bit earlier. He checks back in. So 2 big free throws here for Kendricus Carlton. First one's up. It is good. That gets us back all square at 49 apiece. But, Jim, I'm trying to make some sense of why Jordan O'Neal and Cortez McCarty are on the floor with 9 minutes left with 4 fouls apiece. But nonetheless, they both were. Second free throw, good by Carlton, and ICC takes back the lead at the 9-minute and 14-second mark. And there you see Cortez McCarty is going to come off the floor, as it's just too easy to pick up that foul. As you want to play tough defense, you don't want to just give up shots, and eventually 4 fouls, 9 minutes to go, they're going to take it right at you and either foul you out or get an easy look. That's exactly what ICC did there. Good job by Grant Pate, Coach Bozeman, drawing something up to get that guy out of the game. 50-49, ICC on top, 9 minutes to go. Caven Page check back in. He runs the show at the point for Coahoma. He gives off right side to Cornelius Holly. Holly pump fakes and goes for the rim. Puts up layup, no good. Rattles around. Rebound fought for and controlled by Brandon Brown. Good job by Brandon getting in there and fighting for the basketball. He pushes the ball up the floor to Kendricus Carlton. Carlton to the lane, kicks out to Doolittle. Now Doolittle penetrates through, goes up left hand, lays it up. A nice job there by Trevante Doolittle as he took it right at Jalen Washington and finished with a left hand. 52-49, ICC leads it at the 8-minute, 30-second mark. As Coahoma offensively, a lot different ball club when you see Caven Page in there, and that's what he does right there. He's quick, got a quick little jump shot there. He pulls it up from about 10 feet, rattles it home, and gets it back within a point.
Good-looking point guard. Extremely quick.
His ball gets knocked away right here in front of us, out of bounds on Coahoma. We'll see Kendricus Carlton throw it in front of us right here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. I'm Jordan Smith alongside Jim Ingram from the Alumni Affairs and Foundation office. All those fine folks over there, happy to get you more information. Just find them at iccms.edu/foundation, as missed shot from ICC leads to a transition opportunity for Coahoma. We'll see Caven Page pulls it out, thinks better of it. Going to go into the half-court set instead. So Hobson plays the 4 spot typically on offense, and he's covering the point guard from Coahoma on defense. That just goes to prove the athleticism with Madarius Hobson. It's good defense by Trevante Doolittle on Cornelius Holly. Forces, I guess he'll probably get credited with a blocked shot there as he got some hands on it. And they get the basketball right back with a 1-point lead, 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the contest. Skip pass from Brandon Brown to Ranch Champ. Champ attacks the goal with the left hand, puts it up, no good. Brandon Brown with a rebound puts it up, and they're going to say foul, but it's on the floor before the shot. So that one will go against 20, Troy Johnson. That puts ICC into the bonus as well, so Brandon Brown will go to the charity stripe for 1-1.
Brandon Brown with 18 points. Had 16 in the first half. He's only got 2, but need him to get a few more points here in the second half.
Yeah, 16 quick points it felt like in the first half, and then he had the first 2 points here in the second half. Since then, kind of going cold from the field, but he'll have an opportunity now to go into the line for 1-1. 81.4% foul shooter on the year. Need these 2 right here. Free throws make such a difference. And these tight games late, as the front end of the 1-1 is up and good by Brandon Brown. Brown, the freshman, as we mentioned earlier, out of White Station High School in Memphis. 6'5", 201-pound freshman. Don't see those 6'5", 200-pounders playing the point very much, but when he's been at the point for ICC, it's definitely allowed for a different look offensively. One that has been much more productive, I would say. As both free throws are good. Coach Pate's going to burn one of those timeouts, have a conversation with his team. They lead 54-51 with 7:19 remaining in the contest. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Attention all ICC Alumni Association and Indian Club members. You're invited to join us for the ICC Alumni Association and Indian Club Member Appreciation Night on Monday, February the 3rd. Members will get free admission to the Northeast Games, food and drinks will be provided, and you'll be able to visit with ICC coaches and staff. Not a member of the Alumni Association or Indian Club yet? You're still invited to come be a part of the evening and sign up to become a member that evening as well. For more information or questions, call 662-862-8039. That's 662-862-8039.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
.54-51 ICC leads as we approach the 7-minute mark. As a turnover forced by ICC, Madarius Hobson does a good job forcing that. Gets the pass out front to Brandon Brown, and he just can't quite finish. That would have been a big one, Jim.
Too much momentum going away from the basket.
Coahoma has checked back in Cortez McCarty. McCarty is the freshman out of Lucedale that started the game. He had 4 fouls. He's buried quite a few three-point baskets. He's hurt ICC late in the first half. He's back in there with 4 fouls. So be interesting to see if they attack him and try to get him in trouble from foul territory. We've already had one guy foul out for Coahoma. That was Jordan O'Neal, the starting center. He fouled out with about 9 minutes remaining in the contest. Brandon Brown with the basketball. Ball gets knocked loose by Kendall Richardson, and here comes Richardson. Numbers for Coahoma, but they decide to pull it out, and he fires a pass picked off by Madarius Hobson. And Coach Pate, Coach Bose would say, slow down, let's get our legs back under us here, as that track meet we talked about a little bit earlier had broken out once again here on the floor of the Davis Event Center.
Indians up by 3, 6 minutes left in the ball game.
Madarius Hobson, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, rattles around no good, and a rebound from Coahoma. Well, a good look there by Hobson. You'll take that one anytime he has it, just can't quite make it go down. As a 3-point lead for ICC, they hold on to that. 5:50 remaining in the contest. Caven Page, young point guard for Coahoma, runs the show. He gives off to the left side. Now he's going to drive back to the right with Jalen Washington. Washington back to Page. Now Page back to Washington off the wing. Stutter step. Now kicks back up top of the key to Richardson. Richardson now with Cornelius Holly. Holly back to Page, and Page with a little floater of a 3-point basket he puts up. It doesn't touch anything, and that's going to call for a whistle and a shot clock violation. Good defensive possession right there by ICC. .54-51. 5:27 to go in the basketball game. As Brandon Brown walks the ball up the floor. Being guarded by Kendall Richardson. Richardson, 4 big 3-point buckets for Coahoma to get them back into this game earlier, as that's going to be a whistle and a blocking foul called against Kendall Richardson as Brown started at the left side, never got his feet in under him. That's an easy call to go against Richardson. That's foul number 9 against Coahoma, and that'll send Brandon Brown back to the charity stripe. So at one point in the game with 14 minutes left, ICC had 7 fouls. We're to the 5-minute mark, they only have 8, so they did a good job once they had committed those fouls and allowed Coahoma to get into the bonus. They've played a lot more sound defensively. His first free throw by Brown is up and good. Can't stress the importance of the free throw line enough down the stretch here, as we'll see Cornelius Holly and Tyler Berryhill check back into the game for Coahoma. Jalen Washington and Kendall Richardson come off the floor for the visiting Tigers.
Jordan, that's who we want at the line. Shooting 80%, got 21 points tonight. Looks very confident up there.
Back into the 1-and-1 is good as well. So Brandon Brown, 4 free throws in the last couple of minutes here. That's big for him as he'll sub off the floor. Michael Crump will come on for the defensive possession. That substitution brought to you by Coke, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. So Trevante Doolittle, Rance Champ, Michael Crump, Madarius Hobson, and Kendricus Carlton are the 5 on the floor for ICC as they hold on to a 5-point lead at the 5-minute mark remaining in the contest. Ball in the near side corner in the hands of Cortez McCarty. McCarty, the man with 4 fouls. Swing it all the way around to the right side of the baseline. It goes up with Berryhill, no good, and it ends up in McCarty's hand. And, Jim, that's why he's in the game, because he buries those 3-pointers right home. They fired one up, no good. They got the rebound. It swung all the way back around to him, and he buries it home to cut it back to 2 points. That's why with 4 points, you leave him in the game.
That's right.
Or 4 fouls, excuse me. You got to leave him in because he can do that.
He's their main offensive guy. You look at the 5 out there on the floor for them. Besides the point guard who's driving, he's the shooter out there for them right now.
We've extended it to a full timeout. We'll take that timeout as well. 56-54, ICC on top, 4:42 remaining in the contest. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Well, Jim, in the ladies' game earlier, ICC led big. It got tight late, and they were able to pull away for a 4-point lead. Kind of the same thing here in the men's game as the men led by 17 in the first half. It's all the way down to 2. It's been tied. ICC leads it by 2 right now, though, 56-54, 4:42 remaining.
Find a way here, Jordan. Let's find a way.
Important possession for ICC, trying to break this full-court press. Haven't seen a ton of that from Coahoma. As they do break the press, they swing the ball over across the floor to Rance Champ. And now Brandon Brown goes and gets it. That's who they want to have the basketball to operate the offensive set. He goes across the floor about 50 feet away to Trevante Doolittle. Excuse me, about 40 feet away to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle, a lot of work to do as he comes back all the way across the floor to Rance Champ. Champ pulls up for 3 from straight on. He buries it right home. Rance Champ leads the team in three-point shooting, and he buried that one home from all the way out the waterway.
Wow. A lot of confidence.
That's a great possession for ICC as you run 30 seconds off the clock and you end it with a 3-point bucket. Good job by Mayday. Mayday jumps the route, fires it up forward to Reds. Champ, great pass back to Kendrickus Carlton, and Carlton finishes it in the lane. That's an early nominee for our What a Play Wednesday, Adam Gore. It's a good job by Madarius Hobson to pick it off, fires it up forward to Rance Champ, and then a beautiful pass to Kendrickus Carlton, and suddenly that 2-point lead is all the way back out to 7.
Beautiful teamwork, beautiful teamwork. Champ with a beautiful pass underneath. Extends the lead to 7 points, 3:44 left in the ball game.
61-54, ICC on top, under 4 minutes remaining in this one tonight from the Davis Event Center. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
.50 run by ICC coming out of that last time out. Pushes the lead out to 61-54, 3:44 remaining. But I'm used to calling these games with Adam. Jim, got Jim Ingram alongside us here inside the ICC Alumni Foundation's broadcast booth. Jim, that defense there by Madarius Hobson led to that whole big possession offensively.
Great play by Hobson. You just offended Adam, by the way, but a great play by Hobson.
Adam dealing with a little bit of a sore throat, so he's producing the broadcast for us tonight instead of having the microphone. I'm used to deferring over to him for the color on that. Nonetheless, I said Adam and I had Jim beside me. So glad to have you with us here tonight, though, partner. As a good defensive possession there by ICC. Leads it back out front, Rance Champ, now to Kendrickus Carlton. With 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. And this is that part of the game where you want to run as much clock as you want to, but you still want to run that offense as efficiently as possible. And when you slow it down and play conservative, that makes it kind of difficult.
Right.
Rance Champ, he's pulled one from deep already. He pulls another one. This time doesn't hit anything. Rebound there to Coahoma as he looked like he may have gotten hit as he turned that one loose. Just not the way you wanted that possession to end, as we'll see pull-up jumper from Coahoma, no good. Rebound fought for, and it's going to be controlled by Coahoma. The pass goes in underneath, and a layup made by Troy Johnson. So ball was just like a pinball there, fired all over the place as Kaven Page pulled up jumper, no good, and it just rattled around until it got in the right guy's hands, and he's able to finish it. So back within 5 comes Coahoma to the 2-minute and 46-minute mark. We'll keep it here during this 30-second timeout, Jim, as this game's got up-tempo on us in a hurry.
No doubt about it. 5-point game, Indians up with the ball. Give Coahoma credit. We had a 17-point lead first half. Looked like we're running away. They settled down, made a game into it. We've adjusted here with their pressure. We broke their pressure several times. got to take care of the ball the last 2 minutes of the ball game.
A big game here for both teams as ICC came in on the night at 5-8, 1-2 in division play. Coahoma was 6-8, 1-3 in division play. So that second division win, that's big when you start talking about division tournament, when you start talking about seeding, when you start talking about the fact that ICC has to go to East Mississippi on Thursday night. That's always a tough place to play. That'll be a tough contest. Definitely tune in right here, though, as Adam Gore will be back with us on Thursday night. The game will be broadcast here on Let's Go ICC TV, also over on Super Talk on the radio. I think they go live there about 6 o'clock when the Sports Talk Mississippi show is over with, but definitely tune in there. And then make plans to be back with us here inside the Davis Event Center next Monday night as Holmes comes to town for another division matchup here in Fulton. 61-56, ICC leads at 2:40 remaining as they got to break this press, got to cross the half-court line. They do it there, get it to Brandon Brown with 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock as they've really extended this defense as the ball is knocked loose, picked off, and here comes Coahoma out in front. Ball is going to be laid up off the right side as Cornelius Holly, long and athletic, got a hand in there, knocked it loose, and was able to finish on the offensive end. So a three-point game now as this press has really caused ICC some issues as they're trapping all over the place. Ball goes center of the floor to Brandon Brown, now to the corner, Branch Champ, back up top to Trevante Doolittle. But even after ICC has broken the press, they're still trapping it everywhere they can. Doolittle swings it over to Kendrickus Carlton. Carlton drives baseline, looks for somewhere to go in underneath the Medarius Hobson. Hobson off the back iron, no good. Brandon Brown with the rebound, up off the back iron, no good. Kendrickus Carlton rebounds it, now kicks it out back and let the clock run. Take a little bit of a breather as you can't really let the clock run very much as Nakia Daniel bodied up somebody, didn't get called for a foul. Pass goes across the formation, all underneath to Medarius Hobson. No good. Now Kendrickus Carlton tries to put back, no good. And Coahoma with the rebound. Here they come. Page out front with the layup off left side. It's good, and we're back to a one-point game with 1:30 remaining. Coach Grant Pate's going to call a timeout. 1:23 to go as over the course of the last 2 minutes, Coahoma has gone to that full-court press, and that has caused ICC some headaches.
Good job by Coahoma. They've cut it to a one-point game. We got the ball, minute 23 left in the ball game. We're up 61-60.
Nice timeout call there by Coach Pate. Get things under control because you know over the course of this last minute 23, that full-court press from Coahoma probably here to stay. ICC leads 61-60. We got a minute 23 seconds remaining in tonight's contest. We'll take a break and be right back. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Attention all ICC Alumni Association and Indian Club members. You're invited to join us for the ICC Alumni Association and Indian Club Member Appreciation Night on Monday, February the 3rd. Members will get free admission to the Northeast Games, food and drink will be provided, and you'll be able to visit with ICC coaches and staff. Not a member of the Alumni Association or Indian Club yet? You're still invited to come be a part of the evening and sign up to become a member that evening as well. For more information or questions, call 662-862-8039. That's 662-862-8039.
Back here inside the Davis Event Center, ICC leads at 61-60, minute 23 to go, and a tight one here in Fulton, Jim. As you talked about on that last couple of possessions, ICC's had several looks, a couple layups, a couple two-footers they haven't been able to knock home. That's what you've got to do when you're trying to break a press. As Medarius Hobson will inbound the ball for the Indians. Throws it to Trevante Doolittle, now back to Hobson. They're going to work together to try to break this press. They're trapping all over the floor, not just in the full court, but even when they set it back into the half court, they've settled into a trap every time they've had the opportunity. Brandon Brown, a little bit out of control, rotates down the lane, fires into the corner to Rance Champ, and he throws it away.
Got to check it off, play good defense, check it off.
Minute 7 to go. ICC clings to a one-point lead. He'll fall back into a half-court man-to-man defense as Caven Page has ran the show offensively for Coahoma. He has the basketball, looks to his right side to Nakia Daniel. Daniel back up to the top of the key. Pass is picked off by Kendrickus Carlton. Carlton in transition, lays up off the right side. Good job by Carlton to force the turnover and to get the 2 points and push the lead back out to 3 with 48.7 seconds remaining. Coach Pate runs out there, calls a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here during this one, as that's a big play there by Carlton. As Coahoma's done a good job of forcing turnovers and getting points off those turnovers. ICC does it right there and snatches one back.
Great play by Carlton. Momentum had changed, Jordan. They had four or six straight points. Been stealing the ball from us. We stole it from them. Got a 3-point lead. 48 seconds left in the ball game.
So the key typically in a close game like this down the stretch is, especially when you're ahead, you got to make your free throws. and you can't commit needless fouls. So that's going to be what I look for here with ICC is don't do anything dumb on the defensive end, no fouls. But also, when they foul you and put you on the charity stripe, you got to clean it up. You got to take advantage of that. 63-60, 48.7 seconds remaining. To kind of recap this game, the recap brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. From strains and sprains to tears and breaks, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi has got you covered. Give them a call at 662-377-BONE or stop by at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At one point in the first half, Jim, this was a 17-point lead from ICC. Coahoma fought all the way back, took a 3-point lead with about 10 minutes remaining, but since then, it's been nip and tuck back and forth all the way through.
No doubt about it. We got to play good defense right here, Jordan.
Inbound pass goes to Nakaya Daniel. So 2 point guards essentially on the floor for Coahoma with Daniel and Caven Page. Page has the basketball now, comes off the screen to his right, being defended by Madarius Hobson. Pass goes to Cortez McCarty for three, off the front iron, no good. Rebound by Kendrickus Carlton. Carlton pass across the floor to Ranch Champ. Champ fouled, goes up, off the iron, no good. He tried to go for the and one, couldn't quite get it, but he's fouled and goes to the free throw stripe. And is that foul number 5?
Number 5, McCarty.
Foul number 5 there on Cortez McCarty. So that's huge in itself, especially in a 3-point game. McCarty has been one of the better 3-point shooters on this ball club all year long, and now he, as well as Jordan O'Neal, who fouled out at the 9-minute mark, have fouled out of the contest. But impressive by McCarty is he got foul number 4 on him with about 9 minutes to go, and he came off for about a 1-minute stretch, but other than that, he's been out there and has stayed out of foul trouble.
He's played very well.
So Ranch Champ goes to the line, 2 shots, shoots it at 70% off the charity stripe for the season. Needs these 2 here. The first one's up, rolls around, and it is good. Coach Pate will take his other 4 guys in white jerseys. He'll back them up, not going to allow anything to get hit over the top. As basketball comes back to Champ, 4-point lead for ICC, 64-60, 30 seconds remaining. Second free throw, it's good as well, so good job off the charity stripe by Ranch Champ. Kendrickus Carlton steps up. He's going to force Caven Page to run the basketball up the floor. Not going to allow him to roll it, run time off the clock. Page goes right, comes back left, and he's going to lay it up off the left side. So 12 seconds ran off the clock. We're down to 18.9 seconds, but Page does convert on the layup off the left side to cut it back to a 3-point lead. So timeout by Coahoma, and you would expect, Jim, we've seen some success for them over the course of the last 3 minutes of this game with that full court press. They're about to come at it full-fledged right here and try to trap the basketball.
They got to. Full court press. If they can't steal it, they're going to have to foul us. We're going to have to make some shots at the free throw line. We got the ball with a 3-point lead, 19 seconds left in the ball game. Have to make some free throws.
So a tight one here. Got to take good care of the basketball. Got to get it in, take care of it. And when they foul you, you got to take advantage of those foul shots when you get it to the charity stripe. ICC shoots it just a hair over 68% from the line for the year. They've shot it a little bit better than that, I think, tonight, though. Specifically, a good job by Brandon Brown and Ranch Champ off the charity stripe down the stretch here of taking advantage of those opportunities. It's worth noting the next foul from Coahoma will put ICC in the double bonus, so it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way through for the Indians. ICC will inbound the basketball underneath the Coahoma basket. They'll send out Ranch Champ, Kendrickus Carlton, Trevante Doolittle, and Brandon Brown. Madarius Hobson will inbound the basketball, and he's going to have the big fella, Troy Johnson, lined up in front of him. So a big 6'7" long wingspan. Troy Johnson's going to try to make it difficult for Hobson to get the basketball in. Pass comes in to Ranch Champ, and Champ is tackled from behind by Kendall Richardson. So Champ made his 2 free throws previously. He's going to have a chance to come back to the line for 2 more. 65-62, ICC leads, 17.6 seconds remaining in a game that looked like ICC had an opportunity to run away with it early. It got tight, but they've done a good job of staying in control, staying composed. They lead it by 3, under 20 seconds remaining. First free throw by Champ, hits the front iron and rolls over in. That expands the lead to 4 points. As the big fella Johnson subs off the floor, we'll see Cornelius Holly come back on. Same 5 as earlier for ICC. Second free throw by Champ, it is good as well. So 4 of 4 off the line for Ranch Champ. A little bit of ball pressure from ICC, not going to give anything easy to Coahoma. Page pulls up for 3 off the front iron, no good. Rebound fought for. Hobson finally comes up with it, and he bounces the ball away, and it lands right in the hands of Coahoma. Well, Hobson, Coach Pate's saying you got to hold the ball right there. Don't turn it loose. He turned it loose and allowed for an easy layup for Coahoma. 6.5 seconds remain. ICC leads by 3, but that was 2 points there that was pretty much just gifted to Coahoma. Foul goes against 13, Nakia Daniel. That'll send Kendricus Carlton to the line for ICC. Carlton, a 64.5% free throw shooter on the year. He'll get 2. First one is off the front iron, no good. So really need this one right here to make it a 2-possession contest. They lead by 3, 6.5 seconds remaining as Grant Pate will pull off. The other 4 players back them up behind the half-court stripe, not going to allow them to throw anything over the top as Carlton's free throw rolls around. It is no good, so Coahoma is going to have an opportunity here to hit a 3-point basket and tie the game up. 3-point goes off right side, off back iron, no good. Kendall Richardson had a look at it as he came off a screen, but it hits the back iron, no good. He's really burned ICC from the 3-point line earlier, but ICC is going to escape with a victory tonight, 67-64. In a contest that looked like ICC had an opportunity to run away with it early. It got tight late, but a good job by Coach Grant Pate and his leaders, his sophomores specifically, of pulling tight, staying in it, and winning a game by 3 points.
Jordan, they made a good run, Coahoma, but we found a way to hold on at the end. It's a big win in the conference, 67-64. It's a W. We needed it. 67-64, ICC wins. We'll take a break and come back with more to wrap things up here tonight from the Davis Event Center as the Lady Indians and then the men's Indians don't come from behind, but they both protect big leads early on and win 2 contests tonight. We'll be back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report after this. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Back here at the Davis Event Center, 67-64, ICC knocks off Coahoma in the nightcap, the men's game. This is the Renaissance Bank post-game report. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more about the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking account. Things like roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, over 400,000 discounts. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. Time for the game recap, brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. From strains and sprains to tears and breaks, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi has got you covered. Give them a call at 662-377-BONE or stop by at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. Jim? You think about this game as a whole, and ICC came out blazing. They were up 15-4 at one point, 32-15 at another point. I mean, they really came out as hot as I've seen them on the offensive end all year. But it sputtered. It ran out, and at the half, they only led by 5 after leading by 17 at one point. And then at the 10-minute mark in the second half, they trailed. But a good job, really, by Grant Pate and his guys of continuing to fight, staying in there, keeping their composure, and down the stretch making free throws and winning the basketball game.
No doubt about it, Jordan. Like you said, we had a 17-point lead, but Coahoma, give Michael Stringer, their coach, credit. He kept them in the ball game. They kept whittling away. As you mentioned, we only had a 5-point lead at halftime, but we found a way at the end to make some free throws, to break the press. Nice division win, 67-64 for the good guys.
You can see this team growing, too, over the course of the year. You started a little bit slower on the offensive end, but you can see they're figuring some things out. One of those being, and the one that sticks out to me the most, is Brandon Brown taking over the show on the offensive end as the point guard.
No doubt about it. We know what Madarius Hobson can do. We know what he can do. But Brandon Brown, a big 6'5" point guard, 200 pounds, can hit the outside shot, can drive. gets it going at the point guard. He has made a big difference for the Indians and made a big difference tonight getting a big win.
Time to take a look at our final stats, brought to you by Sonic of Fulton. With 1.3 million drink combos and mouth-watering burgers, why would you go anywhere else? Visit the Sonic in Fulton for exclusive offers and happy hour specials. Jim, let's take a look at those numbers.
Looking at the numbers, Carlton had 7 points off the bench. Doolittle had 6. Tyler Smith had 5 points. We mentioned Brandon Brown had 16. In the first half had 6, in the second half had 22 points. Rance Champ came off the bench, had 10 big points. Hobson was steady tonight, had 16 points. I really like what Rance Champ did, hitting a big 3 here late in the ball game and nailing 4 for 4 free throws to finish off the Tigers.
They call it the ice water effect in the veins. Is down the stretch, he and Brandon Brown did a great job of sealing the deal and pulling away to win the game with their job they did at the charity stripe. The highlights you've been watching during the post-game report have been presented to you by Little Caesars. The Little Caesars app, combined with the new pizza portal, has made the fastest pizza in Itawamba County even faster. Located at 1405 South Adams Street, call ahead at 862-2250. 67-64. ICC wins the men's game. They won the ladies' game a little bit earlier, 60-56. So a clean sweep over Coahoma for the Indians tonight. Jim, enjoyed having you down here with us tonight.
Enjoyed doing it, Jordan. I appreciate Adam giving me the opportunity. As usual, he did a good job behind the scenes. What was fun tonight, Jordan, you do a great job. Glad to see the Indians get 2 victories.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about right there. For Adam Gore, thank you over there for producing this thing. Hope you get to feeling better. We're going to, baseball, softball, basketball, it's all about the hit at one time. We got to have you at 100%, so got to get you back for that. I want to thank Raphael Henry up top handling our cameras, as well as Joey Hill, CJ Adams taking care of our photography for us tonight. For all those guys, I'm Jordan Smith saying so long. This has been the Renaissance Bank post-game report on a night where ICC wins 67-64 over Coahoma. Thanks for being with us tonight. We'll be with you Thursday night from East Mississippi. You can catch it right here on Let's Go ICC TV or on the radio at Super Talk 101.9. Good night from the Davis Event Center. This has been ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.